There's an old Klingon proverb that says, "Revenge is a dish best served cold." In the case of Infinity Blade 2, it's not so much a dish as an all-you-can-eat buffet of revenge-fueled sword combat dressed with some of the most beautiful visuals to grace an iOS game. It's a game that plays to the platform's strengths. There's no battle so long that you can't finish it on a bus, and no unwieldy touchscreen analog sticks to get in the way of the action. It takes just a few swipes of your finger to execute brutal slashes and stabs, all with a precision and intuitiveness rarely seen in games played with a traditional controller. RPG elements and an imposing sense of scale combine with the excellent combat to create a beautiful, compelling experience that's a shining example of how to make a superb iOS game. Infinity Blade 2 follows on from the events of its predecessor, but you'd be hard pushed to try and follow the story through to the sequel. It's a little confusing. You play as Cirrus, a knight who's on a quest to find the mysterious Worker of Secrets. To do so, you must battle your way to the top of a tower known as the Vault of Tears, where you face off against various enemies and eventually battle the God King himself. Most of your time is spent in combat. You're armed with a sword and a shield, as well as a range of magic spells, all of which are controlled via the touchscreen. This isn't your standard hack and slash fare though. Think Nintendo's Punch-Out rather than the likes of Diablo or Dark Souls. Your opponents have a very specific set of moves they perform, such as sword strikes, kicks and punches, or magic spells, and you need to defend against them in order to succeed. Thankfully, your opponents have a number of tells that aid you in identifying their next attack, which you can bat away with a parry by swiping at the screen, avoid with a dodge by pushing to the left or right of the screen, or block by pushing the block button. Successfully defend yourself and you can unleash an attack of your own, swiping at the screen to perform different types of strikes. By swiping smoothly back and forth, you perform combos, which deal more damage. It's an elegantly designed system that works extremely well, and with each enemy having a unique set of moves, there's variety to the combat. If you're an on-the-go gamer, battles are just the right length for a quick fix, letting you chip away at the game in smaller chunks. For each opponent you defeat, you're rewarded with experience points. That XP is used to level up Cirrus to increase his effectiveness in battle. You also earn money, which you can use to buy stronger weapons and armor. Any gems you earn from battles can be placed within your weapons for extra bonuses, such as increasing the amount of gold you earn or the number of gems that are dropped by enemies. The RPG elements give the game depth, making battles all the more compelling. They also go hand in hand with the game's structure. While you might manage to make your way to the top of the tower to battle the God King early on, you're unlikely to defeat him on your first encounter. Your experience points and items remain intact when you start over, however, so you can work through the tower again, gaining new items and leveling up until you're finally ready to take him down. Each time you do so, the enemies change, adding a variety to the battles. Not only that, but reaching higher levels unlocks different paths to the God King, with all new areas to explore. Even when you defeat the God King, the battle system is so fun that you're still compelled to jump in and take down the many enemies that litter the tower. There's also Game Center support, so you can share your high scores with friends, as well as unlock achievements. Infinity Blade 2 is a real showcase for iOS, bringing a full gaming experience to the platform that isn't simply a shoehorning of existing ideas onto a touchscreen. It has an identity of its own, successfully straddling RPG depth with an experience that can be sampled in small chunks in a way that few other iOS games can match. Plus, like the first game, it should be heavily supported post-release, with new bosses, environments, and rewards promised for future updates, all for free. Infinity Blade 2 sets the standard for big experiences on the go and is an essential purchase for any iOS toting gamer.